Tascam and Amazon Studios. For more than 30 years, Tascam has developed products for every segment of the sound and music industry. From the high-end audio professional in a major post-production studio to the novice of hobbyist at home, Tascam is everywhere. They are a company committed to providing their customers audio and video solutions that enable breakthroughs by using sound in ways that are exciting as they are accessible, even recording the voices of the dead. You asked for a non-scripted paranormal TV show. You begged for a non-staged paranormal TV show. You begged and you pleaded, and we have listened. We present to you Season 1 of The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown. It was released October 31st, 2017. In this series, we show you what it's like behind the scenes and conducting a real paranormal investigation. Join Gavin Kelly and Paula Purcell as our special guests to seek out the existence of life after death by going to numerous haunted locations such as jails, hospitals, battlefields, and museums, collecting compelling evidence by means of video, photography, and EVPs. In this season, the crew investigates the St. Albans Sanatorium, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, Jailhouse Pizza, and the famed Monroe House. And you can watch Season 1 of The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown on Amazon.com right now. Season 2 and 3 will be coming soon. Your journey begins now. As you all have and of the known and unknown, what do we understand? What answers are we trying to achieve? Are there answers? Tonight, we gather to find more verity. Join us as we take the journey into the unknown. This is the Phantasmic Journey Podcast with your hosts, Gavin Kelly and Paula Purcell.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Phantasmic Journey Podcast. We're coming to you live from the PGH Studios. Syndication brought to you in part by WCGT Radio Live and Live 365. You can listen to the live broadcast via Live 365 app for your Apple or your Android phone. But if you prefer to use your PC, just go to www.live365.com. Search for WCGT Radio Live, and then you'll be able to listen to the broadcast. Now, on with the show. We've got a lot of strange and wacky, weird paranormal things going on out there. So, what kind of stories you got for us today?
Well, I don't have a lot on paranormal because there's not really a lot actually out there that has not been the disclaimer of debunking.
What?
I mean, we've already talked about the little boy who has underwear on his head running around in the driveway.
No, it was Dobie. Yeah, Dobie. Someone gave him a sock. He was free. Dobie's free.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that's what happens. He's free.
Well, anyway, I came up with a couple of other things that are kind of a diversity in the public eye right now. And it's kind of funny because how many of us actually proofread what we say and what we do before actually making it public?
Does having a piece of shit phone count? I'm forever typing something, and I know what it says. I proofread it, and when I sent it, it just screws up whatever I type. I'm not doing voice to text, because God forbid what that'll do to me.
Well, Amazon trolls Netflix over a show that we have watched.
Okay.
And it's called The Good Omens.
I love The Good Omens. That was awesome.
Well, there is a big, huge petition out, and the author chimed in on the petition about this Amazon series and addressed it as a Netflix series and not an Amazon. So whoever did the petition and got all the 2,000 signatures, they sent it to the wrong production company or the wrong production network.
It was Amazon. Yeah, it wasn't Netflix.
They sent it to Netflix.
Morons.
So they had to fix it. It was funny.
Were they asking for a season 2?
They want to cancel it because they didn't like the concept.
Concept was awesome.
Well, it is if you're an extreme religious person. They say, and the funny part is Amazon tweeted back. It says, "Oh, hey Netflix, we'll cancel. Hey, if Netflix will cancel Stranger Things, I'll cancel Good Omens."
Oh, hell no. I am waiting for Stranger Things Season 3. They better not cancel that. I'll be pissed.
Of course, is the show. Good Omens is the showrunner. I love that they are going to write to Netflix to try to get Good Omens canceled. Says it's all reality. And they had put in and the deal is, if anybody has not watched Good Omens, this is what they're complaining about.
Okay.
An angel and a demon are good friends.
Okay, let me stop you there for a second. Castiel and Crowley actually worked together, and that was in Supernatural. Did anybody cancel the CW show Supernatural? No. It's going into what, season 15 right now?
Yeah.
Jeez, seriously?
And they are meant to be Earth's ambassadors for good and evil, respectively. This pair tries to stop the coming of the Antichrist because they are comfortable and they like the Earth so much.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that they are mad about.
Oh, boy.
God is a woman. The voice.
Oh, yeah.
The voice. Yeah, the God is a woman. That is what they're really upset about.
Well, theoretically, you don't even know what God really is. All we know about and what we can talk about is Jesus, and he's a man, but we don't know what nationality he is because he was in Jerusalem, but nobody knows what God looks like. There's no picture of it. He's just a bright star, so we naturally think it's a he. Let me back up a little bit. In what's that movie, Dogma? God was a woman because it was Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
I think I said her name wrong, but yeah, she was God in Dogma.
Well, anyway, they have a long list that they're nitpicking about, but that was mainly the two things that... yeah, a demon and an angel cannot be friends.
Sure they can. They just have trouble working together. So, I'm sure our guests will probably have a different opinion on it.
Oh.
So we'll ask them later.
Okay. The next one is the mysterious orb over Kansas City freaks everyone out, even National Weather Service. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not heard about it.
This happened on June 21st.
Okay.
We honestly have no explanation for the floating object over Kansas City.
Why do they call it an orb? Do they even know what an orb is? In our terms, it's a piece of dust, but go ahead.
Well, that's what the New Weather Station stated. We honestly have no explanation for the floating object over Kansas City.
Okay.
The National Weather Service kicks off a wave of questions, jokes, and frenzied speculations on Thursday with a tweet about a series of orbs floating over the Kansas City area.
Show me your orbs.
Amidst a wave of sightings, the agency's Kansas City office tweeted, "We honestly have no explanation for the floating objects over Kansas City." See, it's in a tweet.
Oh, boy.
People sharing images of the object on social media and on YouTube. Oh, that's one story.
It's the end of the world as you know.
And there's been all this...
Oh, that's right. And Dogma, it was Alanis Morissette. Hey, that's an easier name for me to say. Thanks, Nick.
But anyway, that is the... that's the whole story about that. And there's been all different kinds of speculation. Someone said it was a weather balloon. Some people say it's an alien. There has been all kinds of speculations, but no one has gave us a definite answer of what it is. All I can tell you is it could be a gigantic pollen ball floating through the air. You never know.
Ouch.
Well, anyway, we have that. And in my next story... What's the difference between vintage and retro? I had noticed this on Facebook. This became a big, huge thing on Facebook. Someone had posted on Facebook. And it has carried out. Every theory is known as, what do you think is actually an antique?
Nice job, Rebecca.
Vintage? Yeah, this is out to Rebecca Smuck. She posted this, and it's been a trail list.
Damn, I didn't say her last name, but okay.
Well, might as well give her credit because she's the one that posted it, and it has been a list all day long, and everybody has their own opinion. What is vintage? What is retro? What is considered an antique?
Only answer I got for that is Party Like it's 1999.
Yeah, well, that's Prince for you.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. I get it.
Well, anyway, they went on to say that an antique is an old collectible item, and it is collected or desirable because of its age, beauty, rarity, condition, utility, personal emotional connection, and or unique features. It is an object that represents a previous era or time period in human society. An item should be at least 100 years old to be defined as an antique. So you're not.
So that means you're an antique?
No, I'm not 100 yet, honey.
Oh, I guess my dad, he's an antique. I always say that he was around when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. He never liked that.
Anything that is vintage is usually between 25 and 40 years old, and it depends on what...
Oh, yes, I'm vintage! Yes!
So, it's like... It depends on what it is, because I've actually seen cars are not 100... They're, cars become an antique. And I've heard people call... you have antique car shows. We don't have something called vintage car shows. So most of those cars are actually the average of 40 to 50 years old that I have seen, especially our local car shows that we do. And I know they call that antique car show, not a vintage car show, but that is one that has been thrown in there. The last one is retro. Retro is basically, they don't give much of an age on it. They know that it is anything from the 1980s or the 1990s could be retro.
Okay.
So it could be clothes, it could be music, it could be books, it could be movies, but they call that the retro style.
Okay, sounds good to me. I'm vintage.
You're vintage?
Yep. I am.
So you're not nostalgic, huh?
Nope. That's a big word.
But that's, that was a big, huge thing, and I had brought that up.
Okay.
Now, I have a story to tell you.
Oh, hell.
Oh, yeah. So, a couple of years ago, I moved out of state with a boyfriend. Was super excited about it, but with reason had anxiety about being so far from friends and family. One of the ways my anxiety was coming out was with nightmares and night terrors.
Ooh.
I'd wake up violently sitting up in cold sweats, gasping and whatnot. On one...
How do you violently sit up? I'm just curious.
I mean, you could probably sit up, like if you had a bad nightmare and it caused you to sit up afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I woke up on one particular night, I had woken up the sound of our doorbell ringing.
Bing bong.
Which at 4 a.m. is fucking nerve-wracking.
It's Dobie. Running through the parking lot with a sock on his head.
So I shook my boyfriend fully awake and told him I heard the doorbell and to go check it because I was scared. He quickly jumped up, put on clothes, and grabbed a bat.
What else is he supposed to grab?
Goes all the way to the front door and opens it. I'm scared shitless, and I'm peeking around the corner watching it all go down. I see him step outside, and I nervously await the verdict of the situation where I hear him call out to me, "Babe?" And I respond really shaky, "Yes." He stands in the doorway with a real frustrated, tired look in his eyes and says, "We don't have a fucking doorbell."
Wow. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, we are going to be invaded by the GC boys. Not B-O-Y-S, but B-O-Y-Z. E-Z-Z. My buddies, Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simmons of Ghost Criers. We're going to talk shop, learn about Season 1 of Breaking Frequencies, which is airing on VidiSpace and, of course, Amazon Prime. So we're going to tell you a little bit about them before we bring them on. Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simmons met in the late 2009 with a passion for mystery and skills to dig deep. That's what she said. Where others could not. That's what she said, too. Join Ghost Crier on their investigations as they have experienced the paranormal, believe in its worth for skeptic eyes, and want to authenticate behaviors of ghostly activity to progress the science of ghosts. I have a feeling Aaron's actually reading this, mouthing this while I'm reading it.
Oh, wow.
Well, he wrote it. So let's bring our guests on in. Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simmons of Ghost Criers. How are you guys?
Oh, guys, thank you. Oh, man. Woo, good to be here.
Oh, my God. It's the real Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, fire.
Oh my God.
Oh man, how are you guys doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Hot and sweaty. How about you?
I hope you have your shirt on.
You know what?
I don't know.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Now it's off.
Thank you.
It come roaring off as soon as you mentioned it.
This is why it's part of the
You know
team.
what? I just speed mowed my yard, and my shirt's soaked anyways. I don't want to get prickly heat.
Yeah, it's classy, guys.
Jeez. Oh, man. So what do you think about them little stories that Paula was talking about? Vintage and, what was the other thing?
Oh, you talking about the vintage, antique, and retro?
I'm vintage, yeah.
Well, I think your father is rolling over right now. Over 100.
No, actually, he's at home in California, but I always say that he was around when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, and he hates that.
Oh my gosh, he's old.
Needs one of those hats that say older than dirt.
I actually bought him one, but he refused to wear it.
I'm not that old. Come on.
Typical.
I'm a nice
Sure.
son, ain't I?
Yes, you are.
I mean, gosh, he
If
told
you
me.
didn't do the things you do, then it would worry.
Yeah.
Oh man, Nick's putting his shirt back on. I must have really made him upset.
Yeah.
It was my birthday, and my dad goes, "Happy birthday, you old fart!" And I'm like, wait a minute." So
Yeah.
I got even
Who were
with
you
him.
talking to? Were you looking in a mirror?
Oh no, I bought him a mug, old fart, and then the other one, the mug from my mom, said "Old fart's wife."
Oh, wow.
Huh.
What? I like that. That's funny. They're not laughing.
It's the funniest, Gavin. Stand your ground.
Uh-huh. So, tell us. Let's talk shop here and about breaking frequencies and not breaking wind. That's the sequel, right?
Well,
I get it.
we're fluent in both, so.
I'll bet.
I call it the Windy City.
There you go. Windy City. So you guys met in 2009. Is that when you just started jumping into the paranormal? I mean, one of you actually had to be kind of dabbling in it, or were you both dabbling in it by yourselves before you intertwined?
We went to a witches convention.
Yeah. I watched a episode of Bill Dance Championship Fishing, and it changed my life, and I decided fishing's not for me. I'm going to try ghosts.
I was the one who's been shuffling around the ghostly world for 10 years prior, thinking, I need a team that actually is more consistent. And I don't know who to get. In comes this guy as big as a door.
Here comes Nick with a hat and a fishing pole.
A hat and a busted fishing pole and a frown on my face. Actually, Aaron worked with my wife at a business.
Uh-huh.
Fortune 500 company.
And Aaron, being Aaron, was sprinting around the building one day. Hey, this is Aaron G. Thompson. I'm going to start a ghost hunting team. And she was like, well, you could take Nick. He's as big as a door. Words exactly. And he made me fill out an application, and he gave me a background check. And I had never done anything in it before besides, growing up in a haunted building.
Did he fingerprint you too?
No. He just took my social security number, and then my credit history went really bad. And
Did you really?
No, I don't want any.
but we got tons of equipment, so that's weird.
God. Oh, wow.
Best.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I started at 1999 is when I jumped in the parapool.
He listened to a Prince song once and was like, that's it, ghosts.
I figured he was watching Scooby-Doo and wanted to be Fred.
Whoa. Unsolved mysteries. No one really knows. I'm like, oh, wow.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your dog.
It's old man Scooter.
Oh, man. Well, hell, I mean, that would be... I'm waiting for someone to actually tell me they got into the paranormal after watching Scooby-Doo. That'd be so cool.
Man, I bet you if I dig deep, it probably is the root.
I'll
You
bet.
transition to Ghostbusters.
I got into the paranormal because I stubbed my toe on the coffee table one time, and I had a near-death experience.
Oh,
Ectoplasm, everything.
No, if you're going to go ahead and stub your toe on something, you actually learn the relativity of time and build a time machine.
85 miles per hour.
Yeah.
88.
Oh, 8. Damn it, sorry.
1800 gigawatts, or the 88 gigawatt. Yeah, 1800. I don't know, something like that. No, 8,000?
You're right.
1800, yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. So, well, of course, you know, for me, Ghostbusters was not really my start, but loved the movie. Hell, I went to go see that. Probably
The animated series.
I want to find somebody that read a Casper the Friendly Ghost comic and went full in.
The first Mickey Mouse cartoon. There was like a ghost in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It was. Man, someone's showing their age.
Well,
Hey, leave me alone.
Yeah.
it's
Aaron's
you remember
wearing
Mickey
an older than dirt.
For an old man underwear.
I actually
Never
have
watched.
that.
What do you mean you actually have that video?
That's that one video I bought from my classroom that has a mixture of all different kinds.
You got
of
Mickey Mouse and the Ghost?
Yeah,
Oh my God! Is it in color or black and white?
it's black and white.
Wow, that's cool.
Along with the one video I showed you, but that was modern. That was a PBS cartoon that I showed you about the little fire truck, and they all went on a ghost hunt.
Oh God, yeah.
That is a kids show from it was early 2018, and
It's just weird.
I found it, and I downloaded a whole series for my classroom so they can have different.
She's a
ones.
preschool teacher, by the way.
Yeah, so in the end of the day, we have like last 20 minutes of class. We watch a couple of videos. And there was one video, and I had to double take, and I had to end up just going, Gavin, you won't believe what I have found and on this series that we're watching. And then it was showed, and it was basically a preschool show where you have these little talking vehicles, kind of like
Cars.
but they're not. It's more of like a preschool thing.
It's more like ghetto cars.
So you have a fire truck, you have like a taxi cab, and you have a little helicopter and all this, and they go on a ghost hunt in somebody's garage. And
Yeah.
they have this whole little scenario to where one of them asks us a question and asks, you know, if you knock
If you're
one-
here, can you honk your horn?
No, it's actually knock. They actually you knock once for yes, you knock twice for no.
Don't you think it would have been better to honk yes for once and honk twice for no? Makes sense. They're cars.
Yeah,
Why are they going? How you gonna knock?
I don't.
Turn the compressor on if you're here.
There you go.
Nick and I, a couple months ago, were doing a group investigation in this storefront, and it had like a porn section in the back corner, and we found.
Oh
And
Jesus!
guess who ran full speed to investigate into that section?
You.
Both of us.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I was like,
We took video and we sent it to Elizabeth Saint, and she said, "I hate you guys."
yeah. We're like, point the dildo in the right direction. What way? What way's your yes?
We made a pendulum out of one of those huge ones.
Oh no!
You need to guess where this helmet, please.
Well-
Do an experiment.
Oh man, that's crazy. We were actually getting the opportunity to investigate an adult bookstore, and I know we could not do it with a straight face. There's just no way in hell.
You shouldn't have to with a straight face.
We had the time of our lives.
Oh, I'll bet. The lights go out, and you get to see a bunch of glow-in-the-dark dildos. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, mesmerizing.
Well, yeah, I said what I was going to do. One of my investigators, I was going to have him lie on the ground, and I was going to outline him with the glow-in-the-dark dildo, just like they do with when someone is dead. They go ahead and draw chalk around them. I was going to do that with glow-in-the-dark dildos, and then I was going to throw one at them.
Oh Lord.
That's what you have to do.
If we were there, we would have probably let you do it.
For science.
It's science.
For science, yeah, that's it, yeah. Uh-huh. But, yeah.
Ectoplasm.
There's demons everywhere!
Well, the name of that little show is called Car Patrol.
Oh, okay. I showed you that video where Aaron goes, "Oh, God, I stepped in something sticky!" And then he looks at the floor, shines his flashlight, goes, "There's a demon everywhere!"
Oh God.
Well, he
It
could
was. I had my UV light out. Busted. Found the 7 7 Minutes of Heaven closet.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, oh, my God. How in the world did we go from Ghostbusters to porn? That's just weird.
Talking by.
I can tell this conversation is going to go to hell fast.
Ghost porn?
Hey.
Hey, if you get there before us, hold the door. Pretty hot.
Coming in hot.
Oh, geez. Well, there was someone that I forgot who the heck it was. They got an EVP of 2 ghosts having sex. I'm dying to hear that one.
Ghost porn.
Wow.
Every.
There was moans and chains. Oh, that's hot.
Feather boa hit me. Someone here a feather boa?
We got Nick standing there going, I'll hit it.
Yeah. Nick totally had the feather boa. Case closed.
I mean,
I always
how
have
would
to
you
boa.
put
Don't leave home
yourself
without it.
Oh, Lord.
if you were in a situation that you did an investigation where you had a high issue of a sexual encounter in an investigation, how would you even put yourself in that position?
Well, Zach Bagans did it. Remember? He laid on the bed saying, hey, I'm
First
here.
off,
Come get
for
me.
Science,
That's Aaron. That's Aaron's idea. He'll be like, hey, touch me for science.
No, there's a video that we did a live stream.
spank my ass for science.
It's on the Vidi space Facebook. It was because we're having trouble with our equipment on site, so they just put the live stream on the Facebook.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool. Had a lot of views, but at the end when we're closing off, there seemed to be maybe potential prostitution or so forth down in the basement area. We found out later. Again, it's unconfirmed, but that seems to be where some of the evidence is going towards. Anyways, closing up. You see me looking down at my crotch. I'm just like, and you see me looking down and looking back at the camera as Nick's talking. You see me do that a couple times. Totally because I felt like the fuzz around there. Either I really like ghost hunting or something was happening. Probably a little bit of both. I really like ghost hunting.
It's like, if you're here, touch me on the left side. No, wrong side. Other left. Honest, do it for science. Oh, man.
For science. Everything's for science.
Helicopter for science.
Maximum insertion for science.
Maximum effort. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Put the GoPro on. We're going in.
Is that a mining helmet? For science.
Things we do, guys. Sacrifices we make.
Oh, I know,
lives that
right?
we-
Taking one for the team, huh?
For science.
Yeah.
God. Oh, man. So, let's go ahead and jump into, let's see. Which one of you had an experience? Was it like an early age, middle age, old age? I don't know. Whichever one.
Before birth?
How can you have an experience before birth? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the time.
I saw a demon in the womb,
It said, hey, bro, want to play?
and I knew from that point on I must set out to find them and take them out for science.
You know what? That kind of reminds me. It's like, hi, my name is, and I never believed in demons until I saw one in the womb. And when I was born, I knew what I was to do.
It's the ultimate attachment.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I did. Damn, that didn't sound good. I've always wanted to do a parody about UFOs. I don't believe in UFOs. I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe in them unless it lands in my backyard. But I made a joke.
I
And
can't
it was,
identify things in the sky, so I'm
yeah.
Yeah, Aaron's actually an astronomer by day.
Yeah.
He's got one of those. He's got one of those dome
Telescope.
buildings. Yeah, but he doesn't have a lot of money, so it's in the top of a grain silo, and he just stands out there with like a pirate, like telescope.
Yar.
Oh, man. But I was going to do like, my name is Zach Bagans. I've never believed in UFOs until I actually saw one. I set out on a quest to find this alien that shoved a probe up my butt.
My gosh. So violent. You know, actually, we did want to do one.
Raw, extreme.
No lubrication.
This is my butt adventure.
A lot of static.
I told Dakota that.
I want to do like a parody of a whole episode of like Ghost Hunters, but like very serious and expert-ish, you know, in the field, but make it like we're hunting werewolves.
What?
So, like, really super serious.
Tonight on Werewolf Hunting,
Yeah.
the boys take on London, England.
It's like, look, I saw Dan. He started changing right in front of me. Was sick. Killed 3 people. Werewolves.
Anyways, back to his original question.
Sorry.
And then at the very end goes,
Child.
sorry, we didn't find him. Maybe next week.
Yeah. But yeah,
Harry.
to answer your original question about experiences as a child, I grew up in my mom's boyfriend at the time.
Wait a minute.
bought
Okay, hold on.
Former nursing home.
You said you just grew up
And
in your
trying-
mom's boyfriend. That just sounds weird.
Mom's voice.
Yeah, yeah.
He exploded. He
It
was
was
only
roomy.
6 foot.
Yeah, but he bought an old nursing home at the time, and he was rehabbing it into apartments. And while he was remodeling it into apartments, we lived there, and so we'd see and hear things at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like my fondest memory was we was leaving to go to the grocery store one night, and as we were walking out, there was a wheelchair down one of the hallways, and I saw the wheelchair turn and face us as we were walking by the hallway, and that was kind of creepy. Like, I'm starting to get little goose skin talking about it right now. But we'd also hear knocks, and it sounded like people walking down the old corridors. And from that point on, that's when I knew I needed to be a ghost hunter.
Well,
And that's when I revealed myself as a demon in the womb.
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah. I did it. Time travel. I went somewhere. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah. Help, I need to get home.
I can't breathe.
They don't have cheese in here.
Oh,
Is
jeez.
this the 1920s?
But didn't you kind of think someone
Well,
probably
I-
did that to you? I mean, at the first time you saw it, didn't you kind of think like, oh, someone messing with me or something like that?
No, I mean, I always had like this idea from like shows at that time, because shows at that time all you really had was like Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. Oh man, have you seen the cutscenes of that? Bill Murray came out. He goes, "We came, I came again." I was like,
No, I don't think
He
I have.
came. We all came. We sat around, talked about it. We smoked, had some coffee. It was a good time.
I was watching they had like a replay of what happened at the Sony soundstage for Ghostbuster Fest, and they were playing the cutscenes, which are now included in the double 4K edition, Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, and they've added in a lot of cutscenes, which didn't make it to the movie, of course. You know, and you got the thing that's like, you can hear him say, "Ghostbusters," because that's Ivan Reitman screaming at, letting them know that you need to come through the door. Well, they're trying to open the door and it's locked, so that didn't work. And then of course he comes on out and he's like, "Yeah, we came, I came again." Or he came out and he's like, "Oh, you guys don't want to go in there." Woo! And it's just hilarious on the cutscenes.
Is that in the movie? Like, is it still PG?
No, it's just add-on cutscenes that you can go to the features and watch the cutscenes. Oh yeah, it's great. It's hilarious. But I was drinking tea at the time, and when he said that, I like kind of spit it on the screen. That was awesome. What? What are you looking at me all weird for? I'm a Ghostbuster fan. It's Miller time.
Are you part of the fan club?
Of course.
Good.
I'm a geek.
Yes, he is.
Ha!
Yeah, I had a proton pack when I was younger, like the hollowed out plastic ones.
Oh,
I held
Lord.
this gun that made a when you squeeze it, and like wiggled a neon foam like worm, like, you know, like the noodles that you have at the pool. That's what
Yeah.
it looked like, but thinner, more accurate and dangerous.
That's what she said.
Yes, that is exactly what you said. And you're welcome.
I never got a proton pack. I always wanted one, and my parents were like, "No."
You know, I want to make a proton pack of actual like investigative gear
for science.
To make it functional, like the gun part, maybe a EMF detector or something. I don't know. Whatever would make more sense than just have it all in the proton pack.
Yeah, you want to build a PKE meter.
Yes.
I've seen one of those. We were at Scarefest last year, and this dude came up to me, and he had a PKE meter, and I'm like, does this thing really work? He goes, watch. He, like, rubbed it on his head for static, and all of a sudden, thing went, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I want one. Cool. And then other people were building all the other ones, like they have the one from Ghostbusters 2016. Now, that was the most dumbest PKE meter ever. The one that, like, turns pink and then revolves around and then expands. I'm like, what the hell is that?
You know, that movie was... I enjoyed the movie. Honestly, the new remake, but the problem was they shouldn't have done it. Or they should have slapped a different name on it. Because now it's going to be forgettable. They should have called it... They should have called it anything else than Ghostbusters.
They should have just called it Answer the Call. You know? I know. I didn't like... for the fact that it was too far-fetched, too many visual effects in it, and how they handled the gear. You saw in Ghostbusters, it's like when they're in the elevator, Egon's like, we never had time to successfully test this equipment. And then Ray's like, I blame myself. He's like, yeah, so do I. So he's like, switch me on. And you hear the thing go, you know, like that, and they're all kind of backing away. You got Ghostbusters 2016, girl is licking the thing before she fires it. One of them rides the proton gun. I'm like, are you serious? This is crazy.
The scripts were super genius in the original. The original one, the second one's really good.
I mean, damn. What are you guys?
Definitely a lot.
Yeah, my favorite line of all is like, what are you guys supposed to be, a couple of cosmonauts? Nah, we're exterminators. Someone saw a cockroach up on 12. That must be some cockroach. Bite your head off, man. I'll take the next one. Oh, that was awesome. That's my favorite line. Okay, anyway, back to what we were talking about. We already got Nick's story for his experience. What about you, Aaron? What happened to you? Besides Demon in the Womb.
Okay. Fine. Clear out your calendar, everyone.
Oh, we got 2 hours. Let's go.
All right.
Just make sure you don't say you grew up in your mom's boyfriend. That just sounds a bit weird.
Okay. It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah, that's how my book starts.
My experience was pretty crazy because I started, back in '99, not believing that this existed.
Mm-hmm.
But open up for the science behind it, and I always focused on the science aspect. And it was funny that a lot of folks didn't focus on it; they just focused on faith, or they focused on just some form of belief without really having the drive to figure out what those little, particles might potentially be, subatomic or whatnot. So I jumped in thinking science, but not really knowing, just kind of book smart, and did about 2 years of research before hitting the field. Again, I didn't believe, but I want to give it a good shot because too many of my peers, teachers, instructors, family members either said yes or no to my question, do ghosts exist? Same answer, just because. I got a team, went out for the first site in 2001. Mind you, I researched 2 years prior. So this is the first site. My team consists of 3 others. All of them were 21 and older because I want to take it serious. So I guess that means, look at us now, 21 and older, serious. But
we're serious.
Yeah, I was 19 at that time. But it was fascinating, and nothing came from that first one. But I was trying to dig in and do techniques and learn and really give it a good go, because I did have a fear of death that drove the curiosity, and I just want to see, should I be careful with this life? And it's just kind of funny to think that we grow up, we die, and we move on,
right?
Or don't move on, we disappear, right? So I kept hitting sites pretty hard, kept learning the lore, just kept my mind open, and I came across this old cemetery. It's an 1840 cemetery on this historical island.
Oh,
no
wow.
vehicles allowed, and it was a one-off location. I didn't expect anything the day that I went there.
Mm-hmm.
The neat thing was I went with two other folks. One was a psychic feeler, and I didn't really believe in the psychic mojo at the time, but I'm like, I hunt ghosts. It's kind of weird, so I guess I'll at least amuse him. He was nice enough, so he went with, and a minister went with. I'm sorry, she was getting her, she's going to schooling to become a minister.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't believe in this junk. She wanted to see what the heck we were doing, so we're like, yeah, you can take along, I guess. We just went to this random dark hole of the island. There's an old cemetery, and we decided to go in there with some tools. I had a 35mm camera, just snapping away. Notepad, pen. I mean, the research was for me, really, honestly. I didn't have too much gadgets and gears back in. I think that was 02 or 03. But it was fascinating because the psychic feeler got a hit, got something. And I saw, what I thought I saw was the lady who was going to become a minister by him, and it turned out that she was behind me. So I started walking forward, and mind you, we're all active investigating, at least I am.
Mm-hmm.
More scientific fashion, I guess. And I'm walking forward, looking at the trees, the shadow. I'm looking at the cemetery stones, looking at everything. And I'm like, why am I seeing this really super deep, dark shadow just floating in front of the psychic dude?
Mm-hmm.
And the psychic dude's kneeling, filling up a leg, and it looks like a leg. It looks like this glass mold of a body, like a fisherman-like body that had black smoke moving through it. So it was like constant moving animation of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But it was staying there. It was still. It wasn't like it was moving around or hovering or like a cloud or fog or anything like that. It was a person. And I noticed it was the shape of a human. And about 10 yards in front of him, I stopped. I froze, so I wasn't badass at all. And I threw out my arm, put my right hand to my chest, and then the psychic feeler goes, "Aaron, there's someone right in front of me." I go, "Dude, he's right in front of you." At that time, the head looked up at me. It moved like a flip book animation, so it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And then about a second or so after that, I don't know, felt like a lifetime, it faded to the left. So I literally saw it fade to the left. And at the same exact time, him and I both said, "He's gone." Minister lady, she ran out of the cemetery screaming. She saw it too. She saw a black blob, though.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see anything. He felt it. I had the luck of seeing, but we all had that same experience, and she actually quit her ministry moving forward. I think they call it enlightenment.
Wow.
It was fantastic. It was what I needed because I was such a hard skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
I would question everything. I would throw out coincidence, that curse word so often. And yeah, I thought there was something to it, but it was hard because I'm a believe it when you see it type of person.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I've ever seen it, and I've been reverse engineering it since. And I think we've gotten a pretty good study with us with doing so, at least.
Yeah.
With my quantum mechanics,
Hmm.
That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me follow up. There's post investigation work here. So yeah, I witnessed this, right?
Okay.
So the next day I actually started looking up places to check into psych wards. I thought I was losing it. I really did. I'm like, why did I see someone?
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking up books to see maybe I should look at something here because that was way too vivid and way too real. But I decided to look up some folklore as well and some parapsychology terms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called mass hallucination, by the way, the rarest form of hallucination that we witnessed. I'm going to say it wasn't a hallucination because no one had any prerequisites of what could have been there.
Right.
And that was me. And that's a lot of people's excuses. Like, oh, you're expecting to find something. We weren't expecting to find nothing. I had no clue what could have or could have not been there.
It just showed up.
It just showed up. the folklore said that the place is supposedly haunted by father and son who died in the 40s. I'm sorry, the 1840s. Their first one's buried there, and they died in a boating accident, and said to haunt, which is very similar to what they call an Eku, or Anku, excuse me. It's in Europe, which is the tortured soul of a big, burly individual to be the first one buried alive in a cemetery to guard it.
Damn.
Kind of the same thing, but this boating folks weren't really buried alive. They just died in a fishing accident, boating accident. It was neat because I followed up in the daytime to the tombstone where I saw the apparition, and it said, "Here lies father and son." So the position, the folklore, the area, the historical dialogue, everything matched. I mean, it's something, again, that I needed. The psychology matched it all. There was mass, multiple people witnessed this.
And the validation.
It was what I needed,
Oh, yeah.
That kept going. That was my carrot on the stick.
Well, I used to be highly skeptic before I came into this. After I wound up getting kicked in the shin, paper cuts on my palm, kicked in the back, tripped, slapped. I haven't been bit yet. I've been scratched, all by unseen forces, and it just... I became a believer then. I mean, we were filming at the St. Albans Sanatorium, and we basically, the night before, we were upstairs in a room, and I'm actually writing about this in my book. Inside the room, there's one chair that's parallel to a window. So basically, if you sit in it, you can like lean your arm out, kind of like you're sitting like a passenger in a car. You can lean your arm on out the window. Well, same aspects. And then there's a chair that's in the center of the room. Well, the whole room was like 35 degrees, okay? And I'm using the millimeter for temperature. I'm checking for temperature fluctuations. And I go to the chair that's in the center of the room. It's 85 degrees. Nobody has sat in that chair, okay? So I basically made a comment and said, someone must have a hot ass sitting in this chair. And I just left it at that, and we left the room. Well,
Aaron's got a hot.
Thank you. I worked out.
Oh, God. No, I can just picture him licking his finger, going...
I'm doing crunches. I'm doing squats as we speak.
We got a tub of mashed potatoes and gravy here with us right now.
Oh, Lord. So, anyway, the next day, we're filming my intro talking about the St. Albans Sanatorium, and I'm walking down the grand staircase. As I get halfway down, I get kicked in the shin. So I naturally put two and two together that it's probably the dude that was in that room got pissed off at me and kicked me in the shin, trying to make me fall down the stairs. So if that wasn't bad enough, we go up to the birdcage area, and I'm talking about Dr. King and how he basically bought the school and he bought the hospital and turned it into an all-boys school.
You got that backwards.
I got that backwards. It's a school turned into a hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're here. And I'm sitting there talking about that, and my camera guy looked at me and goes, "Dude, look at your hand." And I'm looking, and I had these paper cuts that are on my palm going straight on down my arm, and it's bleeding. I'm just like, they really like me here. Sad thing is there is nothing there going to the birdcage area or in the birdcage area that can actually slice my hand open. As I walk out of the birdcage, go downstairs, down a staircase, out of the building, to the truck to go wipe it off, it's gone. There was nothing there.
Huh.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yes, we have it on camera, too. What?
Well.
Oh. But yeah, ever since stuff like that, I basically became a believer. I mean, I believed that it was there, but I mostly grew up on Ghostbusters, so I kind of thought that they kind of looked like Slimer, which they don't.
You know how the social media world, they love to be social media world. So I saw this one question on, I think it was a Facebook page or whatever. They posed the question.
Uh-huh.
What? I don't even know what the question was. This guy wrote basically, if ghosts are real, if a ghost hits me, can I hit it? Or why can't I hit it if it touches me? Or something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted to say that he wanted to punch a ghost if it hit him type thing. And I think the author of said question said, well, that's the theory. If they can touch you, you can touch it. I kind of chimed in a little bit because I'm like, well, that's not really accurate because we're looking at two different veils here. We're looking at matter and we're looking at density and we're looking at kinetic energy for the most part with some attributes.
And you'll have to punch back in time.
Yeah. Going back in time.
Little Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Tune in 30 minutes when we sing.
We don't own the rights to that song, so don't sue us.
Please, thank you. Support us on Patreon.
Yes.
Because we might get sued. We need the support. But yeah. Anyways, I just nerded up, and I'm like, well, actually, can you punch static?
Well, I mean, it does kind of bring up a good question, because it is kind of true. I mean, think about it. They can freaking knock you in the head, but you can't touch them. It's like, haha, you can't touch me, but I can knock the shit out of you. That kind of sucks if you ask me. I'd be like, come on, you give me the power to hit you, and I'm going to knock you in the next zip code.
Well, mind you, it's just different, I guess, positioning in a sense. You got to look at it with the and how I view this. Mind you, it's not necessarily spirit or ghost. I mean, it is, but consciousness at the end of the day. I mean, that's what the vessels are controlled off of, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. The essence, soul, the spirit, the consciousness. When you're out of your vessel and it fades away. You kind of go in sync, it seems, where now you have one consciousness, travels fast, go everywhere. Prayer works because everything's connected, type scenarios, giant telephone game. So with that in mind, you're dealing with a lot of agitated particles in a sense.
Right.
Within an influx, because it's going subatomic and then it's jumping up to illusions or versions within our UV spectrum, which is fascinating. So there's definitely a behavior, and mind you, I don't understand what controls the behavior of that, but it definitely seems to be categorized within the quantum sector of mechanics mostly, but it dips into physics slightly. But a majority of it, I do feel it's in mechanics, and I'm not sure if it's so much physical. When we do get reacted to, I mean, there's a physical burst. But mind you, they can read your thoughts. They can play mind games with you. They can, they know what's going on. So if they dig into your essence or your consciousness and trick your mind, but your body thinks something, I don't know. Things can happen. We can document that.
Yeah.
Now with weird super abilities and such.
Yeah, all the things that we hear in our audio that nobody else seems to hear from time to time.
You remember when I asked you this one question at Dog Patch USA, Aaron? I was like, let's see, how did I ask it? How does a spirit retain a memory, able to smell? How can they see when they have no appendages? They have no nose, they have no eyes, and they have no brain. So how do those three things actually work if they are, quote-unquote, energy?
Easy, super easy. So right now, you know how to smell, right? You know how to see. You can taste. You get that, right?
Yeah.
Something we can do. What you're learning is you're learning the organics or the biology aspect of it. It's training your consciousness. It's allowing you to evolve. So when the vessel, fades out, you're left with, again, your consciousness, which remembers, because that's really the key of where your memory is. Your memory is not necessarily tied to the organic version of you. The memory is in full in that consciousness state. It's going to remember these things, and that's why spirits can't go through, traditionally go through walls and doors. That's more of a ghost behavior because it's non-interactive form of residual energy.
Mm-hmm.
Spirits you have to let in. You have to open the door. You have to, communicate more direct with commands because they respond like that. They know for a spirit to go through a wall, their consciousness doesn't make sense, and that's very hard for them to comprehend typically. So they remember how to smell. They know what the smell is, at least their version of the smell. Not to say it's the same as your version of the smell, but they can say you smell good. Maybe you don't. Maybe maybe it's just what they feel like you smell. They can look young. They can look old. It's in your head. It doesn't follow the organic spectrum of what we evolved into. You can be a kid if you want. A child. It's your conscience. You can be a werewolf. And you're right. Whatever your mind wants to create. If you think about this, like evolution is so huge, right? People see this and scientists just crave. And I'm a huge, believer of evolution. I mean, it's physical. You see it. The last couple hundred years, you even see humans get taller, build different muscles.
Look at me.
Look at you're a.
I am proof of evolution.
Right.
You're a sequoia.
Think about this. The consciousness has to evolve too because that's the key ingredient. It's survival. It's a constant recycle into the vessel so it can learn more and so it can survive. As an organism, that's what it wants to do. And believe it or not, the consciousness, that subatomic particle, spirits, ghosts, that's an organism. It's just a lot more complicated than people care to mess around with. However, it just cycles into vessels. Baby expire, baby expire, baby expire, baby expire, and it's learning. So that's why we don't see dinosaur ghosts, guys, because we've evolved so many years past the idea of dinosaurs.
And nobody's really ever seen a dinosaur personally. It'd be a lot easier to materialize a human form that of that energy that you're seeing compared to a dinosaur form from the energy that you're experiencing.
Well,
if I can take them back.
Mushrooms, try them.
There's dinosaurs everywhere.
Wow!
Hey,
Check this out.
I firmly believe whenever you're in a location and you get a growl, that's a velociraptor.
Yeah, or someone's belly.
It's a velociraptor or one of those predator things. You have to call in Schwarzenegger to blow it away.
You get like a triangle laser thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He blew himself up. It was insane.
Yeah, what a jerk. To the family.
Oh, man. All right, you guys, we're going to have to pause and take a break here. And when we come back, we will continue on talking with Aaron Thompson and Nick Simmons. And we'll probably talk about what types of gear that they have. So we will be right back after these moments. So hang with us.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face. And posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you.
being bullied online, you can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Superstar Alberto Del Rio, take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Would you bring me a baby brother? We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh
my gosh, you don't know. I know.
You
don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Phantasmic Journey Podcast. We are coming to you live from the PGH Studios. Syndication is brought to you in part by WCGT Radio Live and Live 365. You can listen to our broadcast live via the 365 app for either the Apple or the Android phone. But if you choose to use your PC, just type in www.live365, search for WCGT Radio Live, and you'll be able to listen to the broadcast. Tonight we have two special guests, Aaron Thompson and Nick Simmons of Ghost Criers. They currently have Season 1 of Breaking Frequencies released on Vidispace, as well as Amazon Prime. So let's welcome our guests back. Guys, are you there?
We are here. How's it going?
It's getting a little windy outside, but we're still here. We're not in Kansas yet.
Well, just make sure you're not out in the yard setting up the volleyball net, and you'll be fine.
Well, Paula's wearing her red sparkly shoes right now.
There's no place like home.
Oh, Dorothy! You were there, and you were there, and you were there. How about me?
Nope, not you, dude.
You weren't there, sorry.
Get back. Back in there, Frank.
She apparently knew a lot of short people.
Oh, jeez.
I almost got in a lot of trouble there. And you were there? Hey, thanks for having me there, he said, and he did a jig and walked out of the room.
Oh, jeez. All right, so let's talk breaking frequencies. What devices do you guys currently use, and why do you choose that device?
You get one device to rule them all. Well, there's two of us, so we get two devices. Yeah. My main device that I use is the SB7, just because that's something that I'm familiar with. It's something that I feel that I've imprinted with, and unlike, see, the thing with the SB7 is there's a lot of people out there that they post on YouTube, and it's like, yup, and they're like, oh my God, it said yup. Did you believe it? This is phenomenal. It said yup.
Then it comes back through and they don't catch it and it goes, I thought you said diamond.
Yeah.
But we get that. So.
Yeah, so, I mean,
post, guys.
we haven't really posted a yup before, especially, I mean, because we posted a lot on YouTube before we went to Midi Space.
Right.
And we always try to post something that's, you know, in reference to the questions that we're asking, or in reference to the location, and not doing cartwheels over yups. And
right.
There's a lot of our videos that we do post full sentences and things that make sense to the situation off of the SB7 as compared to yups.
Well, it couldn't be half as bad as someone saying, "Did you die in this room?" Demon. Oh my God! It said demon, bro, dude. It said demon. What? What did it say? Yeah.
It said David.
It said David. Well, that's my
Star of David.
That's my middle name.
Or that video of what is it? Chad Lindbergh. It's like, if you're here, can you make a sound? Tell me what your name is. My name's Jeff. Oh, whoa! Ah! And he starts screaming and stuff. I love that. That video's awesome.
That video is actually hilarious.
It is.
I like that video a lot.
My name is
Jeff.
What someone else put on there and said, "D's nuts." I remember that.
So we're going to be with him in August, and I'm going to ask him if his name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, we need to recreate scene by scene.
Yes.
All right. Well, the thing about the SB7, I have come to know that it is "quote unquote" the power of suggestion, because sometimes we can actually hear something, but the other party that's next to you will hear something completely different. So it's, unless you have, you know, a collective group that actually hears the exact same thing, sometimes it's going to be different. You know, it might say a color, and one person will say it says a number, because the syllables kind of somewhat sound alike.
Yes, sir, you would be correct, but as far as it comes to our videos, Aaron and I sit down and we kind of fist fight it out on what we're hearing and come to an agreement to what makes the final cut.
Well, I'll bet. It said she. No, it didn't. It said he. Want to go outside and
it
fight?
It said yup.
It said yup.
For the love of Pete, it said yup. Post yup.
Put that text on there. Yup.
Yup.
Oh, man.
And here's another yup. Yup. Hi, welcome to Ghost Crier's The Best of Yups, Volume 1. Yep. Tonight on The Best of Yups, we're going to show you some of our best yups from 2018. Hit that beautiful beat footage, Aaron. Yup, 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 yup.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's why people go with yup, because there's a lot of people that are like, there ain't no mistaking yups. See that? It said yup, and the whole world agreed. Yup.
Yeah.
In our basement, we've got that's a big tattoo. Which was kind of relevant because, A, Nick has a big tattoo on his leg, and this is what the argument was, and I got a big tattoo on my arm, so two big tattoos.
It's either one.
To this day, we still fight over whose tattoo is bigger.
Size doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
It's how you wear it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's what she said.
Oh, jeez. Well, we did an investigation at It was called Carter's Mill. And we were using the SB7 at the time. We were in an old mill, and we basically asked, what type of building are we in? And it came up and said, mill, like that. And I'm like, all right, it said mill. So we were
said, yeah.
No, it didn't. It said mill. And we were looking all about that mill, and there was like a deck, but underneath it were jugs. And we were just talking amongst ourselves going, oh, look, there's jugs on here. It's like,
nice jug.
Shut up. And he's like, it looks like they actually possibly made moonshine here. And also we hear moonshine. And we actually heard what sounded like a southern black woman?
Yes.
And tell us how she sounded. Oh, damn, I can't make you that way. Darn it. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's the power of pine saw, baby.
Let's see. I got to change her.
Oh, this is going to be horrible.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it
is.
is.
It's awesome. Come on. Don't do that. I think it was it male or female? Let me try it. Talk.
Hello.
Okay, that didn't work. Let me
No.
try it again.
Hello.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, I got the wrong button. Okay, darn it. Hold on. Wait. Oh.
She said.
Well, I can like. How the hell do I do that? Oh, my bad. There it goes. Okay. Now do it.
Hello.
Okay, nope. There it is.
Hello.
There it is. I just turned into a southern black woman. She's going to tell you exactly what it sounded like. All yours.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. You got me sidetracked.
What? I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Basically, it said moonshine.
Yeah, it said moonshine, and then it said picnic.
There you go. See, it sounds like a southern black woman, doesn't it?
Said Big Nick.
That's it. You can think that. I'm kind of wondering what she really said. It was big what?
They wanted to talk to me.
There you go. And we basically, she goes, oh, it sounds like a southern black woman. It's like, how are you doing today? Huh?
So you're echoing.
That's okay. But when I said, how are you doing today, it came back and said,
I'm doing fine.
There you go. All right, let's give it up for Paula.
F-I-N-E.
I think that sounds like fake news, guys.
All right, there we go. We'll just turn that off there. But yeah, it started coming through like it was a southern black woman. And we actually had a conversation with her on the SB7. And of course, I've had a lot of people bitch at me saying it's power of suggestion, which in turn, yes, it is.
Well, yeah, it is. But with that, there is no way we could have went through any of that stations to pick up something.
That same woman's voice.
3 times.
Yeah, and I've got the SB7 going backwards. So, but yeah, it was. I always tell that story because that was awesome, and we actually were talking to whoever this was actually part of the
Carter's Mill.
The mill. Yeah, Carter's Mill. So, yeah. All right, so we learned the one that Nick uses. What does Aaron use?
A stick.
Magic wand, okay? I got it. I like universal.
Lingata Leviosa.
So he has a magic wand.
And I do like the communication devices for the instant communication, and reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel we do really well with that. But it is kind of my favorite. But I don't know. I like to complement a lot of devices together. Because it's really not one device that's gonna really
get the job done.
A good experience. I think you have to have a combination of multiple devices. And honestly, we're using the wrong meters. Spoiler, guys, everyone is. And I'm afraid these new shows that are popping out are going to continue to use the wrong meters. You got to start looking at particle meters, which is further down the alpha spectrum, and that's closer to that mechanics area that we ultimately need to hunt. It's still not going to be the best meter, but it's going to get us one step closer than EMF, electromagnetic field detectors. I enjoy those moments, those phenomenons, because atoms don't percolate or don't manifest out of thin air. Scientifically, that's impossible. The machine itself is calibrated to its own milligauss captures, And if it's there, it's there. It's going to get it. It's going to have a source, and you could trace it back because radiation radiates. It emits. It doesn't free float. So that you catch something, that's a phenomenon. Whether it's a spirit, not sure. You got to cross it with EVP, with intelligent action, with spirit box, with any sort of camera setup that you may or may not have. I'm in the process of kind of putting together something. I'm just having some issue getting time and just some of the equipment, and I'm learning how to make. I feel it's going to be a superior spirit box, but it could be a bomb that I'm making at the end of the day. Hey, Nick, push the button. And that's it.
I am Groot.
And that's it, guys.
Push the button, Max.
Yeah, push it.
We blew ourselves up, and the world breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, I was a big fan of entity manifestation, so I've been doing a lot of, more contemplating, but we tried it once, and I want to go back to a location and try it again with doing an entire room and doing basically an experiment that pulls the alpha spectrum and visualizes it to see if we can see something different. It's typically made to see dying stars, cosmic rays and so forth in the alpha spectrum, but again, I don't know. No one's ever really been messing with it, especially in a large spectrum, so it'll be interesting to see what, if anything, can be pulled.
Usually
we're going to be going back and doing that again here soon, and that's going to be for another Breaking Frequencies busy as I am this year. Hopefully early next year that one will pop out, but that should be fun.
Well, the one device that we currently use is the trimeter because we're able to detect all man-made artifacts. Electronic, radio waves, microwaves. That is our go-to device over like the millimeter, over the K2. I mean, the K2 is a doorstop. I'm sure you would agree with that.
In the trimeter, you got to understand, what it does is its idea is to hug like all around it, so it's almost on 360.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad because you lose a little bit of control, but maybe you want that though.
Right.
The K2 is good for visual, but again, I can't disagree with your comment on that. I enjoy it, but at the same time,
if the batteries are dying, it's sitting there flickering, and you're like, Jesus, one at a time.
Bluetooth is going crazy. It's on a wool carpet, and it's just hugging something that's by an outlet.
Yeah.
Poof, blasting up. So,
yeah.
Condenser insulators, guys. Learn them.
I mean, with the
I don't know. I never answered the question, did I? A spoon. A spoon's my
Squirrel.
favorite tool, guys. I can bend it with my mind.
You can bend a spoon with your mind? Sweet.
Thank you, Kate, for that.
I want to see that trick.
$5. I'm cheap.
Yeah, it's a survival sport.
Patreon.com/Ghost Crier.
Yeah, ghostcrier.com.
There we go. We got some plugs coming in there now. Did you see how he did that? You just threw that in there. All right, Paula. What's your question for Aaron and Nick? Don't look at me like that.
You got a good one. You can ask it.
Do you have a location that you're very fond of that you have been to several times over or only been once?
Right behind you, Paula.
Oh.
Tap, tap, tap.
And she looked behind her, too.
Teleportation. Take it away, Nick.
One of my favorite locations, we just saw it get leveled in episode 2 of Breaking Frequency.
Good one.
That was a very fun location, and
the more
now it's a field.
The more I think about it, and I know you've always hung on that as your favorite location, Nick, and I always kind of blasted into randoms here and there. Hindsight, honestly, yeah, that's probably my favorite location. I mean, it was super active. They love us there. They don't participate as well as other investigators, as they ask just for us and then nothing else for anything else. It's called respect, guys. But yeah, it was a super cool location. But that's still going to be open for hunts. Nick's showing his Simons. So giggity. It's going to still be open for investigations, but it's going to be turning to a winery. the same location, and I'm fascinated because as you see in Breaking Frequencies episode 2, they are aware of the change. They're aware of it, morphing. So those will be some fun investigations, man. It'll be neat to see if they recognize what's going on. And you can try Ghost Crier wine. It's the Crier. That's
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, that's
winery.
Onomatopoeia Winery.
Or no, that's one of their wines. What's it? Cherry Valley.
Onomatopoeia Wines, and it's Cherry Meadows Winery.
Yeah.
Crier is the name of it.
Jalapeno mango or something.
It's a habanero pineapple with Merlot.
It's like the Merlot and make it in the toilet.
So hot and sweet at the same time.
Yeah. Something to cry about.
Don't be jelly.
So the spirits actually get to hang with the spirits.
Yes.
Now, if you watch episode 2, there's a little Easter egg in there where Aaron says that exact same line.
Where do you think I got it from? Where do you think I got it from?
Then there's a little whistle.
It was Nick's favorite part of the whole investigation.
The whole 57 minutes was that single line. I'm like, you did it!
Yeah.
Tears in my eyes.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I know. People want different things from these shows.
Yeah.
It's on Nick.
Now, you're talking about the Viola School.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
You ever heard of that, Paula? The Viola School? Really?
Iowa.
So in Springdale, Iowa.
Yeah.
Long gone. It's a field now.
Yeah. It's a field.
Of dreams.
Yep, Field of Dreams.
Okay, well, here's your next question then, since we
Woohoo, we got her going.
So, here's my opinion, or not my opinion, but I want to know what your opinion is. If a building that is haunted is...
Okay, shit, she lost it.
Oh, yeah, well...
Exciting.
It's sad when you have to turn the air conditioner off in order to do a radio show, so the heat is getting to me.
Oh, you got boob sweat.
Oh, shut up. You don't even want to talk about it.
Ew. Boob sweat money. Make sure you don't have your money in there.
Oh, but anyway, when you have a building that has been torn down or demolished, and it was a haunted location where it's been, investigated several times and been proven that might be something there, do you believe the spirits still haunt the ground, or do they go away when the building is gone?
Demon
I
house.
believe they can. It depends, because again, and I keep leaning back to the whole unconsciousness thing, or consciousness, maybe even not in the case of the typical investigations or intelligent hauntings that we seek or sought after. Those tend to be more individual, more echoes, more imprints, more... not necessarily residual, but it seems to be more solo intelligent instead of jumping into the vacuum and being part of a whole huge giant telephone game, as I referred to it earlier. So, yeah, I do absolutely think that the energy's everywhere. Again, and I joke about it. I know the first convention I did a few years ago, I know people bring up evidence review, which is super cool, and I like it, and I'm down with it. But I thought, you know what? Instead of doing evidence review, let's give some voices right now. Let's do a live session. I think I pissed off the vendors around because I blasted this Fender.
Yeah. He made a Huff portal out of like a guitar amp.
Oh, Jesus.
I know Huffs are made out of guitar amps, but Aaron's was like one that you plugged into the wall, and like you could have a concert with it. And we were blasting.
It's only one, and it's blasting.
We would say people are coming in and sitting down. We're blasting Stranglehold through it, and I'm dropping by your house now, baby.
But we got live responses, and the people like in the audience were just like jaws dropping. It was fantastic.
Who knew Ted Nugent was so paranormal?
Yeah, we looped to Ted Nugent over and over again.
Oh man,
I remember the question.
Do you think that when buildings get torn down?
Yes, it's everywhere. The energy is everywhere.
I'd be curious to see what would happen if you took a submarine down to the Titanic and had a recording device on the outside of the submarine and see if you could get any like kind of.
Well, I don't.
That energy's there. You said I'll hit you with this right now.
I know.
You said the energy's there. So.
And then it's everywhere. And then you think about fishes and so forth. I mean, they get energy. Plants get energy. You know, animals, us humans, we all energy. It's recycled, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, it's there. Yeah, I mean, very well could be connected down on the bottom.
2 miles down.
I guess there's only 3 ways to find out. Let's start swimming.
There's a question.
You heard it here first. Ghost Crier is going to investigate the Titanic. The Titanic. We're going to go down in the submarine and watch a can of Coke crush itself. And we're going to get out we're going to get out and breathe that pink stuff like on The Abyss.
Yeah.
With,
I know.
With Ed, what's his name? Ed,
Ed
like
Harris.
that. Yeah, Ed Harris.
Yeah, I got you.
And we're going to breathe that pink stuff, and we're going to
And if a shark
figure
comes
out,
up to you, you punch him in the nose.
Yeah, and we're going to figure out what spirits are on the Titanic. Yeah. We're going to get answers.
Well, with that being said, on the Titanic, because the Titanic is right down my alley. Gavin can tell you this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Titanic nut.
But it's down in the water, so it's not down your alley.
Well, besides that point.
You got a wet alley.
Well, we're going to Belfast next year.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to Belfast next year, Belfast, Ireland, and we're going to the Titanic Museum to check it out. It's an 8-story museum.
You don't even have to go to Belfast. You can go to fabulous sunny Branson, Missouri, and go to the Titanic Museum.
Yeah,
Nah.
real Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, you got to remember, Belfast is where they built the Titanic.
I thought it was Liverpool.
No, that's where it left.
Yeah, it was built in Belfast, Ireland. The dock that it was released
Didn't they
off
make
of is still
another
there.
Titanic duplicate recently? that fell?
It's supposed to sell 2022.
Yeah, they're building one in Japan or China or something.
Who would do that?
Titanic 2.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that. Take my money.
And the sad part of it is their Bon Voyage maiden journey is going to be the same plotted line as what the Titanic was.
They're probably not going to go into April. They're going to be like, something tells me we should let the water warm up a little bit.
Right?
You know what? There's news that it might not have been an iceberg that took down the Titanic. I don't know. I heard some stuff on.
Well, our icebergs are melting drastically, so I don't think we'll have a big gigantic one out there anyway.
You do know that is not the Titanic on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, right?
Oh, it's the Olympia.
Yeah, it's the Olympus. They swapped them due to the fact that the Olympus was having insurance issues because it was
damaged.
There was a boat that slammed into the hull, created a big-ass hole, so they had to basically patch up that hole, and it's the same area where the iceberg hit. I did quotes, but you can't see them. And the insurance company said, no, we're not going to give you money to fix the ship. So one late night, some of the ship crew went out there and they swapped the names.
Oh, they swapped a lot of things, except...
No, they swapped the names. That's all they did.
Well, they swapped the names, but they also swapped a few things inside the boat.
What did they swap inside the boat?
Because the dishes are labeled if it was the Titanic or if it's the Olympia.
Oh, yeah. They had to swap the dishes. That's right.
Yeah, there was a few things inside they had to switch because of the monogramming.
Yeah.
But when they went down to do the investigation, the wheels on the ship has the same numbers as the Olympus and not the Titanic.
Right. Yeah. But I love it. They're always trying to say, no, it's the Titanic. It's down there. It's like, no, it's not.
Well, I get to go see remnants of the actual Titanic.
Yep. They got pieces of it for real.
They actually built a hotel out of the remnants of, quote unquote, supposed to be the Olympus, but in real life, in real general, it is the Titanic. And they took pieces inside of the old boat before they tore it apart and scrapped it, and they turned it into a museum was it 2 hours outside of London?
Yeah, about 2.5 hours outside of London.
And it is basically, they have the grand staircase.
Yeah.
And they built the grand staircase to go to the second floor of the hotel.
Yeah. See, we're taking our show overseas next year, so season 5 is going to take place in London and Ireland, so we're going to be out there for a while, and of course we're going to be making stops here and there, especially Titanic Museum and this hotel that houses all the artifacts from the Titanic, like You already said the grand staircase?
Yes.
The grand staircase is actually inside the hotel.
And the dining room is the dining room for the first class.
First class, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have a little dining room for their restaurant, and it's
Don't
actually...
go cheap on Titanic on 2022 voyage.
Oh, man.
Well, I've already seen the prices. I can't afford those prices.
Take my money. I want to go on the boat.
I'd rather buy the 12 Oaks mansion in Covington, Georgia before I do that.
Oh,
Not a value. Tickets are like $22,000, weren't they? Something crazy.
What?
I think there's something ridiculous. Like, yeah, the poor person paying $6,000.
Yep.
So I question how poor they are.
Yep.
Well, I'm over here going, we can go on a cruise for $1,500 for two people.
You Disney cruise, it's gonna be a lot more fun.
Yeah, and all inclusive.
And we get to hang out with a 6-foot-tall rat.
Yes.
I'm not going on a cruise. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Get
man.
it. He has a rat tail.
Yeah.
Oh, they got all kinds of cruises.
I'm thinking about, see if there's some way we could do it. We could do a Phantasmic cruise. I'm trying to figure who the people I need to talk
I think
to.
Disney already did that, Fantasia.
Yeah, a Fantasia cruise.
No, I'm not doing Fantasia. I want to do a Phantasmic cruise. The Phantasmic Journey Cruise. Oh, that'll be cool. Doesn't it?
Take us to the Bermuda Triangle and see if we can get lost.
There you go. One-way trip on the Phantasmic Journey Cruise.
Ultimate paranormal cruise. You guys just sail at 45 knots right through the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
I'm game.
F it.
Yeah.
That's the name of the cruise. F it.
We're going in. All right.
Well, I mean, the whole Bermuda Triangle thing, I don't believe it's legit due to the fact that we have numerous cruise ships that go right through it. How come they're not disappearing?
Well, 50% of them make it.
We live in Iowa. Iowa's a flyover state. You know how many cows and pigs we got farting methane in the air? You don't see planes dropping out of the sky left and right over Iowa. But should you have methane escape the ocean, hold on to your seat belts because this baby's going down.
So what are you trying to say? An octopus comes up and farts, and next thing you know, ship goes down?
Ink's everywhere.
Yeah, it inked them right out of the sky.
It's like, why is there black goo everywhere?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Oh, you made me ink.
I knew that was coming.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to actually have a cruise. We'll call it the Phantasmic Journey Cruise, and we'll go to the Bahamas.
There's a haunted cruise or something that I saw running around here, but it's not like a real cruise. It's like, come to this haunted cruise, and I think it's like a 3-hour...
3-hour tour?
Back.
A 3-hour tour?
Yeah.
Oh, get stranded on an island.
Right.
Sit right back and hear a tale about a ship.
I think that's our next show, guys. What do you say?
Yeah.
Nick. Hi.
I'll be the skipper.
I'm going to say, which one is going to be the skipper and which one's going to be his little
I
buddy?
think Nick's going to be the skipper. Aaron's going to be Gilligan.
I mean, Aaron's going to be my little buddy.
Yeah,
There's
little
the
buddy.
G's Island, the G spot.
There you go. Yep. That's Breaking Frequencies Season 2, Lost on an Island.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Sorry, Aaron, you've been voted off the island.
What kind of island is
I'm going to
this?
say I'll be Mrs. Howe.
I am not going to be Mr. Howell. I'll be.
Hey, we got to pretend like we have oodles of money.
Oh my God! Why are you aging me?
Because we are old.
No, we got
Shit.
Dwayne Johnson's a part of this, by the way. He's on board.
He's in it.
Who's Dwayne going to be?
I don't know the rest of the names.
A native.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Maui.
He's Maui.
Maui, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool, too.
You're welcome.
Oh, God, that was perfect. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that would be a bit crazy, but it'd be kind of weird. Yeah. Oh, we have to get Jason Statham in it, too. We'll let him be the professor.
Oh, Lord.
Gosh.
You gotta find somebody that plays Ginger and
Let's see. Ginger will be the chick that plays Wonder Woman and Mary Ann will be the chick that plays Captain Marvel. How's that?
You know what? I kind of want to make this. Just go to an island real quick with a group of people for a week. We'll shoot. I don't know, 15 episodes.
Yeah,
something.
Go
to video space.
Just as long as we don't go to an island that will get eaten.
Ghost Crier.
Yeah.
Island.
Ghost Crier tour.
As long as you don't pick an island where there's cannibals, I'm good.
We don't get
and
eaten.
The twist would be, we always use this EMF meter, right? And it always works really well. We find out the very last season, it never had batteries.
Oh, jeez.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Boom. And everyone's dead.
Yeah.
And everybody was a ghost at the end, right?
You're an alien.
Then Gavin climbs over a fence, and it's the 1850s. Like the reverse of the Village. I'm going to go find help! And he jumped the fence, and everybody was on horses, and the Civil War was still going on. What? Roll credits.
We give you all M. Night Shyamalan's twist in 15 seconds. That's our twist. Kind of original. You know you want to see it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds awesome. Would you quit yawning? What are you yawning for?
Because I just am. I've been up early.
Oh, wah.
Plus, you haven't played with children all day.
I don't play with children.
Yes,
That's your job. I play with computers all day. That's my job. Yeah.
I think I've sung Wheels on the Bus 15 times today.
Oh, my God. Them poor kids.
I have wiped noses about 200 times a day.
Well, as long as you don't sing, roll, roll, roll your joint, pass it to a friend, take one puff, no, that's enough, now pass it on again. No?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a new nursery rhyme, didn't you know that?
Oh, Lord.
Snoop Dogg started it.
On all the nursery rhymes.
Oh, man. All right, so, we got a little sidetracked here, but hey, who cares? We're having fun. Are we having fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good Lord. Talk about the delay.
$10.
They were thinking about
Then you can.
So, let's see. We've already got episode 1 and episode 2 out. When can we expect episode 3 out?
Episode 3, I'm gonna get ready for October.
Woo.
I was gonna do one and then do another one for October, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, so many things shuffling around right now. I'm probably just gonna be able to do one, and it might be instead of the typical 60 minutes or right around there.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on if it's relevant to keep it longer, because we got a lot of stuff. It might be a 90-minute one, but I'll check it as I edit. It'll be either 60 minutes or 90 minutes. But it's going to be awesome. It's Villisca Axe Murder House.
Oh, we haven't been there.
Stuff.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to go there or not.
Yeah. A little bitty farmhouse. Yeah. I hope you're not expecting something grandiose.
Oh, I was. I was like, I don't know.
We got there and Aaron was like, oh.
I was like, ghosts can't fit in this house.
It's a shoebox.
Yeah.
It is your typical turn of the century Cracker Jack house.
It is. It's, yeah, I mean, it has everything there, but it's tiny.
Yeah.
It has everything. I don't know. It's weird.
Have you ever been to the Hinsdale house in New York?
New York City?
No, but I can text Daniel right now and send him nasty messages.
Don't you do that.
Dan's a good buddy of ours, but no, we have not been out there.
Yeah, go ahead and text Dan and tell him Gavin said, "Oh, heck no," and see what he says.
Oh, God.
We can make it happen.
I'll bet. We were at the Ohio State Reformatory. We were there with Amy Bruni, Chip Coffey, Steve Gonslaves, and Dan. Dan was sitting next to us, and I forgot what the conversation was, but something happened, and I said, heck no. And all of a sudden, he started saying that, and he had not let me live that down.
You have become a hashtag.
I become a hashtag. Heck no.
Oh, my God.
Hell, he took a picture with us with a piece of paper and said, heck no, and had an arrow pointing at me. But yeah, you guys need to go check out the Hinsdale house. probably maybe slightly bigger than the Villisca Axe Murder House, but the rooms are very small. They're about the size of a bathroom.
Yeah, we had our friends in Paranormal Mania. They got to go to the Hinsdale house, and they said as soon as they got there and they were alone in the house, they started hearing footsteps and doors slamming. So, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be worth the, 11-hour drive or whatever it is for us from fabulous sunny Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
To New York.
New York City.
Fun.
We had several.
Do you remember Ninja Turtles Part 2 Secret of the Ooze at the very beginning when they had those giant slices of pizza?
Yeah.
That's how I envision New York, and I want that experience.
The entire state of New York.
Yeah, all of them. That pizza place I want in my mouth.
Yeah.
I get to drive through New York this year.
And I want to fight Shredder, too.
That ain't paste pecani sauce. Why, that stuff's made in New York City.
Get the rope.
Right? Oh, man. But anyway, when you go to the Hinsdale house, a bit of advice, make sure you have some tobacco with you and put some at all four corners of the house as your offering.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because
should we not know? Should we just do it and find out?
You're offering to the Native Americans. There's also
well, in that case, yes, we will bring all the tobacco.
We'll bring, and we will burn the house down and give them back their land so we're friends.
Jesus,
how you doing? How you doing? How you?
Well, there is a tree. I guess you heard
the giving
about
tree.
The giving tree that's behind the house. You go up the hill, and pray to God it's not raining that day that you go up the hill.
Slip and bust your ass.
Yes, it did.
That was funny. I had the camera on you when you slipped. That was funnier than hell.
Yeah, when that episode, he's planning to include that in an episode.
Hell yeah,
too.
I am. That's the funniest thing. Whoop, down she goes.
I ended up sliding. I didn't slip and fell. I slid.
It was awesome. I'm not usually this mean, but that was funnier than hell. But yeah, they you go ahead and do that, because I was told that you need to do that. You're giving them an offering. Some people that go there and don't give offerings, well, believe it or not, they wind up getting scratched, hit. Now, if you want to go ahead and get scratched and hit, just for science.
Sounds like that. That's it. Put all the cameras on me, all around, and I'll just stand in the middle.
Well, we had problems with the stairwell. We couldn't get
and push down.
Yeah, we had issues with the staircase. I told Dan this. Now, this was really bizarre and weird. When we were there, I set up cameras on the staircase, similar to the scene from the old Poltergeist movie where you had one camera and then one other camera behind it, so you can kind of get two different angles. Well, I started asking, like, whoever is up there, come down and talk to us. All of a sudden, cameras go, doo, doo. They pop off. And I'm like, okay, now the batteries are fully charged. What the hell? Turn them back on, right off they go. So I said, okay, I got you. I plugged the cameras into direct power. All right, I got you now. Said, let's try that one more time. Come on down here and talk to us. We want to learn more about you. I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. They actually shut my cameras off, and they would not come back on, and they were plugged into power. But that's not all. We were upstairs, and there is a grate that joins the ceiling from the living room to the parents' bedroom, which is up above. So you can actually see through the grate and see the living room. Well, that's where I ran the DVR cables. And while we were investigating up there, there was a pulsating light appearing from downstairs, and it was showing through the grate. And it was like, it gave me an idea. Well, not really an idea. It was similar to an old picture tube TV. When it first starts coming on, it kind of pops on a little bit, kind of hazes it. And then
wait for the tube to warm up?
Yeah, that's what it was doing. I told Daniel that, and he's like, man, that's cool. I'd love to see that. And I'm like, well, I want to know what the heck did it, because you don't have a TV down there that can do it. I go, wait a minute, you have a camera down there. He goes, yes, I do. I go, can I have that footage? He tried to get the footage of that night. He couldn't. Whatever was there refused to let us have that footage, because that would have showed us what the hell was doing the pulsating. And that would have been truly incredible to actually see what the heck did that. But we have the footage of the pulsating coming through the floor, and we have no idea what the hell is doing it. There's nothing down there that would do that. There was no old TV. There was nothing down there with an old tube or anything. So if you guys go down there and actually go up there and check that out, be sure to look for that and see if you actually get that same thing, because that was pretty interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was pretty fascinating. Especially since now we'll be taking that pulse.
We'll take a sledgehammer out there. We'll take every damn wall down until we figure out.
You hear that, Dan? We're taking the house down.
Well, so much for the restoration, huh? You guys are gonna do your own restoration.
Yeah.
You know, before we did our Bliska recording, almost took the whole power down from the power line. We're hardcore.
Aaron decided that was his first voyage into piloting drones. And
yeah, not my thing.
You see, in the video, you see the drone leave the ground, and then the video is really shaky after that. I watched the drone just go soaring off into the sunset. That was the last we saw the drone.
What kind of drone was it?
Her dodging my drone. I'm like, I'm sorry, please don't sue me. Just dodge it. Don't let it hit you.
Dive, duck, and dodge.
Yeah. What kind of drone was it?
It was a cheap drone I got online.
No.
Trying to don't save money on drones.
One that ended up somewhere in a cow patch. Yeah, it ended up in a field with a bunch of cows. What's this?
Maybe that's why it went down. The methane from the cows took it down. It's like Bermuda Triangle.
Oh my gosh, we're the new Bermuda. We're Bermuda Square.
Yeah,
Bermuda Square.
The methane that I emit, I'm a mobile triangle myself.
Oh, jeez.
A true evolution, they might say.
Yeah.
He's a walking SBD, huh?
Yeah. Amelia Earhart is with me always. I took.
Oh, man. So, what places have you been to recently? Besides Villisca and Viola?
I went to the grocery store.
Oh, really?
And today I came to Aaron's house.
Or, we went to a cool.
We scoped out our next event location, and before that, we was at fancy Renwick Mansion here in sunny Davenport, Iowa.
That's a cool place. I'd like to go there.
Soon.
Yep, we got an event coming up next month at a theater built in 1899, so that's going to be exciting. A lot of cool energy in that building.
The same year Jebediah was born, actually.
Yeah.
Once again in Iowa?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. So, I guess you guys live in Iowa.
What's that?
I said, I guess you guys live in Iowa.
Yep, that's where we are living right now. We're coming to you live from Iowa.
We're going to be in Iowa in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to be in Iowa in 3 weeks. We're going to be at the Farrar Elementary School for an event on July 19th.
You have your Iowa passport?
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, I have my Iowa passport.
Yeah, good.
And then after... And then...
I'm going to scoot past you and past the ranch.
It's supposed to be some witch cemetery that kills you if you go there at night time, so we want to do that sometime.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing on July 19th?
I'm looking it up right now to figure it out.
You guys ought to come out to the Farrar.
We're going to be at the Farrar on the 19th, and then we're going to be at Edinburgh.
Hey, I got an idea. What are you guys doing on the 20th?
I'm opening up my little black book.
See, he's got a little black book, too.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. As they check their books to see what's on their schedule. Huh. Well, let's see. I gotta take a bath on this day.
Yeah. The 20th is my good shower day.
Yeah. Gwen's doctor appointment on the 23rd, so good there.
A reason why I'm asking is because on the 20th we are going to be filming an episode for the Paranormal Journey into the Unknown at Edinburgh Manor, and if you guys are available, you could be our special guest investigators.
Well, we could make that happen.
I didn't have to twist
That's
her.
That's just a quick hop and a skip and a jump for us.
Yeah, it's a long, boring-ass ride for us.
That you sleep at most of the time.
Of course I do. You're the driver. I am a snoozing. So.
I ought to record you.
But yeah, that'll be awesome.
Aaron's a snoozer, too. I look at him sleeping in the passenger side of my truck.
I fall asleep to his angelic.
Catch him sleeping on the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't want no Aaron G. Thompson.
Oh, God.
You can't get from me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, let me know about that if you guys want to do that. But we got 10 minutes left of the show, so now you guys can have the floor. Tell all our listeners where they can find you, how they can look you up, talk about the show on VidiSpace, Amazon, the events they're going to be at, and all that good stuff. The floor is yours. Get disco.
Thank you, Gavin. Hi, everyone out there in Gavinland.
Hello.
Gavinland.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
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 GhostCrier.com
/ Nick's Corner.
Oh, my gosh.
You tune in tonight. We're going live after 11. We're going to be selling all sorts of knives, and I'm going to have a samurai sword up for auction, and it's going to be a good time. Tune on in. All benefits benefit me. Next time.
His drinking problem.
Yeah.
We do have GhostCrier.com. Seriously, going to take you guys everywhere. I'm going to put Nick's Corner on there now, by the way. So enjoy that. There is up-and-coming events. Nick, when is it and where is it?
July 13th in the village of East Davenport in Davenport, Iowa. We will, like I said earlier, we'll be having that public event at the Village Theater, built in 1899.
It's the first time ever investigated.
Yes.
Officially.
It used to be the very famous Davenport's Turner Hall.
Ooh. Remember the old movie Turner and Hooch?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not based on.
We're still researching right now, but the owner says that somebody did die in the building during a dance-off.
That's kind of epic.
That's gotta suck.
Cut a rug so hard his heart quit.
You know, he can't even be hating that. He gave his all.
So Aaron already volunteered to twerk it for 10 minutes straight.
It's gonna get hot. I'm gonna drop it, guys.
To a very popular rap song, and we're gonna see if that kind of triggers any energies in the room.
Hell, I figured he was going to do Footloose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off Aaron's shoes.
Please.
Oh, jeez, my knees.
Yeah. Also, we have a really epic event. So all of our West Coasters thinking, man, I'm never going to make it to Iowa. I don't know where that's at.
I can't even find Iowa on a map.
Too much methane gas.
Yeah.
The airplane's down.
Yeah. It's me and cows out in the field with cigarettes going, ha-ha!
Well, good news. We're gonna get on that plane.
Yeah,
and
we'll
go
be
to
on the West Coast.
West Coast.
September 19th through the 21st. You can catch us in
Kennedy Mines, Jackson County.
Jackson, California.
Or it's Jackson County though, isn't it?
No, it's not Jackson
Not
County.
bad.
It is in Jackson, California.
Go there.
The Kennedy Mines.
Oh,
Kind of
cool.
by San Francisco.
You guys are going deep.
We're gonna say hi to some surfers when we're gonna go. Like, hey dude, hey brah, got a hot dog.
Like, dude, you gotta like catch a wave, you know. Gotta remember, I'm from California.
Oh my gosh, you are a surfer.
Oh, then August 9th and 10th, you can find us in sunny Kansas City, Missouri at the Kansas City Paranormal Conference.
Yes.
That'll be a good time.
We'll be going Super Nerd on stage.
We'll be out there with some other folks from Iowa. Josh Hurd will be there.
Have you heard?
Have you heard? Heard is the word. JoshHurd.net.
We got SpookCon coming up, too.
Yep, we got SpookCon in DeKalb. We'll be there. I think we're going to Michigan.
The Paracon, the biggest one ever.
The SpookCon.
They won't allow me to speak. I'm not big enough yet.
Hey.
It'll be the who's who of the paranormal and Ghost Crier. We'll be out in the parking lot. We got shirts.
You know those cool because they release these pretty uniform announcement so-and-sos about the Michigan Paracon. I'm gonna steal that uniformness, and we're gonna add Ghost Crier in it just so we feel good. Hopefully they don't get mad. They'll probably kick us out. We tend to get kicked out by doing crazy things.
The SpookCon you're talking about, is that Mattoon, Illinois?
No, that one's in DeKalb. Sunny DeKalb.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Spookiest place.
Oh.
Illinois.
I didn't know that.
Scary ass Illinois.
Because last time SpookCon was actually in Mattoon, Illinois, the same place where SilCon's going to be.
Huh.
September 6th and 7th is SilCon.
They're going to have Chad Lindbergh. Chad, my name is Chad Lindbergh is going to be out there.
Yeah. We love you, Chad. He's listening. He's a big fan.
You guys need to come to that.
I don't know. Are we? What? When is it?
September 6th and 7th.
Little black book.
Check your little black book.
I don't think we can get conventions now. They're all booked up.
Yeah.
Unless they willy want us, we can jump in there and be like, "Hey guys, ghosts." Am I right? Some people just don't see it.
Aaron at ghostcrier.com.
I'm trying to hook you up with some places. That's where we're going to be at. We're going to be at SilCon.
Yeah.
And then we're going to...
Are you going to wear your silk?
We're going to be underground in some catacombs doing the research.
Yeah. Probably mowing the yard as well. We're going to be doing.
Eating a pizza.
Mowing the yard and releasing methane.
We'll be releasing methane, taking down airplanes.
We got Gary Allen sitting there singing, "I'm watching airplanes falling."
I'm watching Ghost Crier take off and fly.
I feel like we're doing something. We got nothing planned for October just yet, by the way. I'm super slacking on that, but we always get so packed up in October.
Oh,
I think
Lord.
it's just going to fall into place. I feel confident October's just going to fall into place. I'm letting the energy take over.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We're going to do a parade.
You're going to do a what?
We're going to be in a parade. It'll be our third time. This time we got to build an actual float.
Yeah.
Been there, done that
We're gonna
several
have a
times
Viking
over.
funeral float in the parade with actual fire
and actual Vikings.
Yeah.
Arr. Yeah.
That's a pirate.
Yes.
I don't know what a Viking sounds like. What's a Viking sound like?
Ha!
Really?
Brr, it's cold.
I don't know. Pending research.
My mustache caught on fire.
Let's go back to pirates. Yar.
Yeah, the pirate one's more believable. Yeah. Oh wow.
Pirates are more.
All right, guys, we enjoyed having you on the show. We've had a blast. I'm sure our listeners will probably have to go change their Depends. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be a children's show.
Enjoyed you having us on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gavin. Really appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. We'll be happy to have you on the show again. Maybe when we go to an event, we'll have you on our podcast if we set it up there. I don't know if we're going to do that this year. We did it last year.
Yeah,
no, 2 years ago.
No, we did it last year at SilCon.
No, we didn't do SilCon last year.
Oh, that's right.
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
we should do Comic-Con.
Oh, I'd love to do Comic-Con, but that's all the way out in San Diego.
Gotta make a Comic-Con. Easily done.
I think the biggest thing that we're doing is Scarefest. We're speaking at Scarefest this year.
That's huge. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we worked on it for so long. First time, they said, "Nah, you're not big enough." Second time, you don't have enough clout. Third time, we're bringing you in as a speaker. Well, hot damn.
You know, I went to a convention. It was last year, and it was at this specific convention. First time vendors aren't allowed to be speakers, I guess. I guess there's a thing that they do.
Right.
And I get it. I'm kind of learning some of the conventions and flow. So I went there thinking I'm not speaking. I looked at the chart. I was speaking 2 times, like the first day and day 2. I'm like, oh my gosh. Actually, I had no clue I was speaking day 2. Someone came up to me and goes, oh, you're Ghost Crier. I'm looking forward to your talk. I'm like, really?
Yeah, me too.
Cool. When do I go on? It's like 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, well, let's see what I'm talking about. I'll give. So I just carry up. Actually, I did Q&A, I think, the whole time.
Yeah. Well, we enjoyed your speaking when we were at Dog Patch. It was very informative. You know, talking about quantum mechanics and Einstein, and that was really cool.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Trying to deal with that sound system was a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So, anyway, we are glad that you were on the show. I'm glad that you took time out of your busy schedules to join us. And the replay of this show will be up tomorrow. I'll put the link up on Facebook. It will be live on Spreaker. It's also going to be going out to iHeartRadio and, of course, syndicated to 80 million listeners.
Woo! My gosh.
Yes, sir.
Hello, 80 million times.
So you guys are definitely going to be heard.
I just want to give a special shout out to everybody listening in Kuala Lumpur, Thailand.
Huge fans.
How you doing?
Is that a real place, or you just make that up?
It's a real place.
No question. I'm an impressive individual.
All right, guys. We will talk to you all later.
Enjoy your night.
Take care.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We were joined by Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simmons of Ghost Crier. Don't forget to check out Season 1 of Breaking Frequencies on VidiSpace as well as Amazon. We are signing off. You guys have yourself a great night, and hopefully we don't get blown away. Phantasmic Journey Podcast is brought to you by Tascam and Amazon Studios. For more than 30 years, Tascam has developed products for every segment of the sound and music industry. From the high-end audio professional in a major post-production studio to the novice of hobbyist at home, Tascam is everywhere. They are a company committed to providing their customers audio and video solutions that enable breakthroughs by using sound in ways that are exciting as they are accessible, even recording the voices of the dead. You asked for a non-scripted paranormal TV show. You begged for a non-staged paranormal TV show. You begged and you pleaded, and we have listened. We present to you Season 1 of The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown. It was released October 31st, 2017. In this series, we show you what it's like behind the scenes and conducting a real paranormal investigation. Join Gavin Kelly, Paul Purcell, and their special guests to seek out the existence of life after death by going to numerous haunted locations such as jails, hospitals, battlefields, and museums, collecting compelling evidence by means of video, photography, and EVPs. In this season, the crew investigates the St. Albans Sanatorium, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, Jailhouse Pizza, and the famed Monroe House. And you can watch Season 1 of The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown on Amazon.com right now. Season 2 and 3 will be coming soon.